Hello, everyone, and welcome to the month in review for January 2022. That was a very loud opening. I hope it wasn't too loud. I don't think it was. It didn't look like it raised that much, but it's been a while. It has definitely been a while. We have definitely been very, very busy. Um, we are actually looking to hire artists right now, primarily for Primus Star. Um, Beat Drop is still in the works. It's taking a lot longer than previously expected just because of a lot of stuff personally that has happened recently. Um, but we are still working on that as well as Primus Star Second Edition. Primus Star Second Edition, I am very happy with it so far. I am currently working out all of the it's more role playing aspects that I'm working out right now, but I finished all the classes. I put them all in on the they're all in the book right now. I just need the artwork and I want to organize the classes a little bit better, primarily with their abilities. But that's all been that we're working on that. Well, I'm working on that. But we are looking for artists to help us with the Primus Star Second Edition artwork. Um like I said, Beat Drop, still working on that as well. It's just going a little bit slower than expected just because, like I said, a lot of personal stuff came up, but still going on. I'm actually really happy with how that's turning out to be as well. I'm excited to actually try to release it. I'm also nervous about trying to because this is going to be the first time, the first actual video game, not a board game or tabletop RPG or anything like that that we're going to release. This is going to be the first one that's actually going to be a game, like a video game. I'm not totally sure how that's going to go. It's going to be free and it's going to be up on the on phone stores, like it's going to be an app, but it's really just to get, you know, us out there in the video game field. Um so yeah, I have no idea how that's going to go. I it's kind of a sad thing is like, oh, it's going to be free, but at the same time I would rather it be free than it cost money. It's taking me a while and everything to actually make it, but honestly, yes, I would rather it be free than it to cost money right now, just because I want to first let people know what we can do, especially with just me. It is literally right now for Evil Pig Productions, I am the only one who's working on it right now, just because I felt like that is the best way to go for the company currently. That I want to actually find my own way before I bring other people into the company proper. Now you might be saying, well, what about that whole thing that you said about hiring artists for Primus Star Second Edition? Yes, contract work. I mean, I would like to have art just made by piece. They're not going to actually be a part of Evil Pig Productions proper. I am just, it's essentially commissions that I'm going to be doing. Now, that's a lot of commissions, but you know, that's just what you do. But yeah, it's not gonna. Evil Pig Productions is currently no actual employees. It is unless you count me as an employee, which I guess I am the only employee. But that is the case. I'm the only one who is working for Evil Pig right now, which, like I said, completely fine with me. I'd rather find my own way currently. Um, but going back to Prime Star Second Edition, like I said, finished the classes, finished technically technically I don't think I actually added all the races yet. Maybe I think actually I did. I think I did actually add all the races, but that was a while back. I need to go back and look at that. But right now I am in the just rules section and technically I am working on the religions. I don't know how many times I can say technically, but I think I said it right then 4 times or something like that. But I'm looking at religions as well as the alignment chart. I'm not doing alignment chart for like it's a big thing and for characters and everything because that doesn't really make any sense. I mean, you can be lawful at one point, but then chaotic at another point, or just neutral at another point. It's all depends on just the makeup of your character. So what I'm actually going to be doing is I am going to be doing it's going to be personality types essentially. So your religion has an alignment, but your character will be fit into personality types. So you'll be able to be like, oh yeah, I'm this kind of personality type, and then go from there. And I'm excited for that. That'll allow for a wider range of role play. I feel like. Also working on backgrounds, just simple little backgrounds to be like, hey, were you a civilian? Were you a bounty hunter or anything like that before you were an adventurer? Which it's funny to say that because like, well, bounty hunter already seems like an adventurer. It was like, sure, fine, yes, okay, but it was a job. I feel like now you're an adventurer, which is less of a job and more of a thing that you just start doing, like a hobby. So there's that. But a bounty hunter can definitely become, well, an adventurer can be a bounty hunter, and a bounty hunter can become an adventurer. So you know what? I have no idea where I'm getting at with this, but just yes, okay. Anyways, so that is something that we're working on. Oh, I'm working on for Primus Star as well as I'm getting backgrounds all together, which there are a ton of them that I have set up. I think right now I have a little under 50 different backgrounds that you can do, and all of them have a different starting equipment. All of them have, hey, this could be things that happen to you, and it's like little help, little guides to be like, hey, this could influence your character, or maybe this could influence your character. Maybe you were this because of this, or maybe this, and things like that. Different ideals, different bonds, different just background stories for your character that you can add into your own overarching background story. So excited about that. Um, Added in a lot of new weapons to Primus Star Second Edition. I still need to add in the stats, but we know what new weapons are going to be added in as well as the effects, like what they are in the world. Um, Adding in the nautical vehicles, so boats, submarines, things like that, and a whole bunch more. Well, not a whole bunch more, but a few new aerial vehicles, a few new ground vehicles, and changing up spaceships in its entirety, so you can actually create what we've may have already talked about this, but I've have honed in on the whole creation process for your own spaceship, as well as a creation process for your own vehicle. So I've worked on all that as well. I was actually one day looking at everything because before I just had so that you can mod your vehicle, which is like, sure, you can still mod it, but now you can actually create your own vehicle, just your custom made vehicle. So I really like that. That's pretty cool. Um, Same thing with mechs. There are a few mechs that you can just buy outright, but you can also create your own mech, which I'm also really happy for that. So you can create your own vehicle, create your own mech, and create your own spaceship at this point in Primus Star Second Edition. So a lot of different variety, and then not to mention create your own computer too. So you can be I love it so far. It's a lot of variety, a lot of creativity that you can put into the game as a player or as a game master. So really happy with that. For Beat Drop going to that game, I am currently working on a block and attack mechanic, and that's been fun. What was really fun was programming in the obstacles to actually hit the character, and actually the obstacles then get deleted, and then some tickers go down or go back up depending on where the spawn line. It's a thing that I named it in the game, but it's essentially where the different sound values will reach because of audio visualization, and that's whatever the obstacle spawn. But moving that up and down depending. But for some reason, obstacles were not reading the player whatsoever, so they had no idea whenever they were hitting the player, and I had no idea what was going on. I checked everything until finally I just was like, you know what, this shouldn't have anything to do with it, but I'll check off this one thing in the game engine, and then it worked. So Yay. That took me, I want to say about, I want to say about just a day of looking at it, getting frustrated, stopping, and then the next day I was just looked at it again. And I'm just like, oh, you know what? Fine, I'll check this, even though it shouldn't be it. So about 2 days, or a day and a half maybe, of just constantly looking at it and figuring it, trying to figure out what was going on, and also talking to other people and just talking to myself, trying to figure out what's going on with it. So that was fun. If you're in the programming field, you already know how important it is to just try and get a second opinion. And if you can't get a second opinion from an actual person, get a second opinion from some inanimate object. And it could work. A lot of the time it does work, which in my case it did work. So actually, the inanimate object worked more than talking to another person. So that was interesting. Um, but yeah, Beat Drop has been fun actually working on it. I feel like I need to edit some of the artwork for it. Maybe, but at the same time, I feel like the artwork is fine. It fits in with the aesthetic, and I am more than likely talking about it right now. I'm probably gonna just stick with it. I can, yeah, I'm just gonna stick with it. I like the artwork right now. It fits with everything. Now later on, I might change my mind, and I might actually be like, okay, then maybe it does need a V fix. But right now, everything fits into place, and it's working, and it looks good. Now, the juice, as some people might say it in the industry, the juice definitely needs to be added. I like screen rumble, the different um layers to, I can't even think of the name for it. Just the way to make the game look nicer. Right now it's very basic, but I mean like screen rumble whenever you get hit or whenever you slice or different particle effects or the different way that the screen actually looks whenever you're playing the game. I know I wanted to give it a fishbowl kind of look where, you know, the old CRTV kind of look. I want that. And also the scan lines from the CRTV, I want that as well. And whenever you pause, it has like a VHS pause and then like the weird static lines that go through it. I'm gonna be adding that as well. I'm excited for all of that. The other thing that I'm kind of worried about for releasing it is making it so that it can actually understand whenever music is being played and using that music to, you know, do the audio visualization and spawn in different obstacles and make it so that's your own course. So I don't know how that's gonna go. I'm hoping that it'll be easy, but at the same time, I'm not totally sure. It's definitely gonna have to be one of those things. I mean, I've seen games do it before on the apps, where it'll just like, hey, request permission to use this function of the phone. So I might be able to do that. I'll have to look at it more. Right now, I'm not too worried about it because right now I'm more focused on just getting all of the features that I want into the game, and then I'll look at that aspect of it. Um, because I know it can be done. And once I'm done with all the features, then I will do whatever I can in my power to actually make it be done. So if I have to get a license or if I have to, you know, talk to people, so be it. I can do that. That's fine. But I'll cross that bridge whenever I get there. Right now, I'll be more focused on just making the game all that I can make it out to be, and then we'll see what happens after that. Um, as far as beyond Evil Pig games and that whole side of the company, on the Twitch side, been enjoying that. Got a steady schedule going again for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Thursday and Friday being 4 p.m. CST, and Saturday being 12 p.m. CST. Sometimes on Sunday, just a rare occasion whenever we actually play on Sunday. On Fridays, typically, I mean, sometimes we do a community stream day where we do multiplayer games. I want to make that actually every Friday, but it's kind of difficult, especially with next week being Elden Ring. And I'm going to be playing that all throughout next week for stream. So expect some fun times in that game. I know for the last few weeks I've been playing Halo Infinite. just because I love that game so far. It takes me back to whenever I used to play Halo games all the time. Um, so yeah, I've been really enjoying Halo Infinite. I really enjoy the Easter eggs that they put into the game. Um, been super fun. Grunts are, of course, my favorite still. I just love all their dialogue and just I always felt bad for the grunts, honestly. From what I could tell, if I remember the background for the grunts, they were just simple farmers on their planet, and then the Covenant were just like, yeah, you're gonna start to fight for us, and they were just forced into the battlefield. So yeah, I always felt bad for the grunts. That made it so that I loved them, especially with just how small they are and everything. They're like little space goblins. I loved that. They're amazing. Um, but just recently, I was playing Halo Infinite on Legendary with a few of the skulls, and that a lot of the stuff just made me want to tear my hair out. It was so awful. So, word of advice to anybody who plays Legendary with all skulls: get the Arcane Sentinel Beam as soon as possible, or the one special disruptor pistol from the Grunt. I can't remember his name. I think his name was Bip Bap. I'm pretty sure it was. Get one of those two weapons. Probably get the weapon from Bip Bap first, and then the Arcane Sentinel Beam, as well as use the sniper rifle. Early game, get a sniper rifle. Just keep that sniper rifle for the love of all that is holy. Keep that sniper rifle because it takes a lot to actually start to spawn in sniper rifles at your forward operating bases, and that sniper rifle will save your life so much. Now, whenever you're in close quarters combat, you're gonna have to use something else. Probably just if you can get your hands on a regular Sentinel beam, use that because regular Sentinel beams also very useful. But yeah, that sniper rifle will save you a lot of heartache. Just keep a distance and snipe them. That's all I can really say. I know in the beginning I had to use a rocket launcher a whole lot, so I mean that was good. That was okay and everything, but it definitely does not do as much damage or is not as good as you might think on Legendary with a lot of the skulls actually in the playing field. Primarily with, I believe it's the Thunderstorm skull, the one that makes it so that all of the enemies are upranked, like one tier, which means all the grunts are elite grunts, and all the elites are white elites, and it's not fun. All the brutes have rocket launchers. So, I mean, it is easy to get a rocket launcher because you just kill a brute and you got one. But I digress. Halo Infinite, yes, is very fun. Next week, I'm excited to play some Elden Ring. This week, on Friday, we're doing a community stream. Not sure what we're playing. There is a poll currently up as I am talking. And probably by the time I actually release this podcast for Patreon, there will be a poll up. And you can vote there on our Twitter. Um, if you're not a part of Twitter yet, I'll put it in the down below with it is going to be a Twitter link, or it's going to be a Twitter link. Of course, it's going to be a Twitter link. It's going to link your Twitter, but there's going to be a link down below in the description. You can click on that, and you can go and follow us on Twitter, and you can vote for anything that we put up for community stream day, and we'll have some fun playing some multiplayer games with viewers like you. Cue the PBS jingle. Um, so yeah, that's a lot of the stuff that's been going on for the Twitch side of Evil Pig. I still want to try and upload more YouTube channel stuff, but I feel like it's getting more and more difficult to try and juggle a lot of this stuff right now, just being the only one who's doing anything. Especially with also carrying a full-time and part-time job separate from this. So, yeah. But I'm doing it. I'm struggling through it. I'm struggling and juggling. It's what I do. It's what I do over here at Evil Pig. Um, Honestly, as well with that, I feel like that's actually everything that we have to talk about for our January. It definitely isn't that much. We've only been going on for For 20 minutes. It's not even an hour yet. What are you talking about, Jonathan? You can't just end a podcast in 20 minutes. That's blasphemy. That I don't know. Have there been any podcasts that have ended in 20 minutes? This is more of just an update video. I guess that's what these are now. These aren't really podcasts anymore. This is more of just an update video. Well, update videos. Because technically, I'm the only one who's in them. Unless someone else joins, then I could consider it a podcast. Are there podcasts with only one person? I feel like there probably is a podcast with only one person. In fact, thinking about it, yeah, there most definitely is just a one person podcast. I can, yeah, yeah, no. Unless I'm thinking about podcasts where it's like one person, but they usually get someone else on the podcast with them, and they talk to them like it's some kind of interview. Maybe that's a thing, possibly. Um, I have no idea. And typically, I go in here thinking that I'm just going to talk about what we've been doing over here at Evil Pig, and I did that, of course, for that's the main thing for these videos, for these. I'm about to call it a podcast again, but you know what, for these podcasts. But I remember whenever we had Gil on here, and we would just go into tangents and everything. That was fun. But I would always want to try and just talk about the Evil Pig stuff. But I mean, you can talk about Evil Pig stuff and be done super fast. And I mean, we're speaking of that, we are done. I mean, we have nothing else to talk about with Evil Pig. We've done a lot, but it's doesn't last that long whenever you're talking about it. And now I'm going on a tangent about that, so that's fun. Um, so yeah, the one game that I've been playing, you know what? Why not? The one game that I've been playing a lot recently is Pokemon Legends of Arceus, and I've been enjoying it. I've seen a lot of people hate on the game. Um, I don't know. I like it. It's fun. I can see some of the textures in the game not being super good, but it's still a fun game. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Who knows? I also saw that Cyberpunk 2077 had a huge update. I haven't looked at that game in a long time. I might have to look at it again just to see how good it is. Maybe I'll make it a stream like Cyberpunk 2077 in 2022. Maybe it's better. Maybe it's a lot better. Who knows? I know whenever I played it the first time, there was a lot of bugs, and then whenever I played it after fixing some of the bugs due to driver issues, there were still a lot of bugs, but I did enjoy the game a whole lot. So who knows? Maybe I'll have to check it out again, see what's going on with it. Um, was there a new console for Nintendo that was being released? I remember hearing about something like that. The Switch has been going. Honestly, it feels like the Switch has only recently been released, but I guess it has been going on for a little while. Let me see. Let me see. How long? Well, is there a new Nintendo console coming out? Let's see. Um, no, it looks like it's mainly just the Switch, unless there's something. Nintendo Switch 2? Yeah, no, it looks like it's just the Switch. Although I know I heard something about Nintendo releasing a new console here soon, but maybe it'll be released at the E3 this year. I would imagine that it will be, along with maybe some other Well, the PlayStation 5 has. I'm still waiting to get my hands on my PlayStation 5. Are there any what is even for the PlayStation 5? Are there because I remember hearing about a drought with PlayStation 5 games. So let's see. Is there actually a drought with the PlayStation 5? I know I want to get it primarily for Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. I want to play that game so bad. Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales would also be a fun game to play, so I would like to play that game. Um, Ghost of Tsushima, that looked like a cool game, but I can play that on a computer, and I would probably do that. Sackboy: A Big Adventure. I haven't played Little Big Planet, and well, that's been a while. But I remember Little Big Planet. I really enjoyed Little Big Planet 2 was I would say I feel like Little Big Planet 2 I had more fun with, actually. I never played Little Big Planet 3. Never played that one. But Little Big Planet 2 and Little Big Planet and Little Big Planet 2, those were really fun games. Ollie Ollie World I've heard about, I've seen, and it looks fun, but I'm not totally sure if I'm gonna be into it. Uh, I'm not really much of a skateboard game kind of person. Um, I know that's crazy to think about, I guess, maybe. But I did really Tony Hawk's Tony Hawk's I can't even remember what it was, but those games I remember playing it whenever I was a kid and I enjoyed it, but nowadays I'm not really much of a skateboarder game fan. I don't even I did a little bit of skateboarding whenever I was a kid, but I never actually did a whole lot of skateboarding. So yeah, Ollie Ollie World though, I it looks fun, it looks cool. I love the art style, so I might actually just look into it. It Takes Two was really fun. Me and my wife really enjoyed playing that together. Sifu, I really want to play on stream. I do really want to play that game. So that is one thing that I'm also excited about for whenever I play that game. But I'm gonna be playing that on the PC, not on PlayStation. So yeah, it looks like PlayStation 5 does have a little bit of a drought. Because the main things that I can see on here that I would play is Spider-Man Miles Morales and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. I don't know. Ghostwire Tokyo, actually. Ghostwire Tokyo, I remember seeing that and I was like, okay, then I would like to play that too. I would like to play that. But everything else, I'm just like, I would probably just play it on PC, to be honest. And that's the that's I guess that's just the sad truth that you have to look at whenever you get a PC that's pretty robust. Is like most of the games that you get, you're going to be playing it on your PC, just because. I mean, you can play so many different games on the PC as opposed to the console. So there is that. I guess something that you just have to think about whenever you're going into it. Whenever you start to become a what the PC master race, which I don't really consider myself to be a part of, because I still love consoles. I mean, I grew up with consoles, and strangely, I love to kind of collect them. I guess you could say. I mean, I was very sad whenever my Dreamcast was sold way back whenever I was a kid. I have one again now. I have a Dreamcast, Nintendo 64, um, all the new consoles as well as the Wii and Wii U. so and the GameCube. That's right. I have all of the Nintendo consoles from Nintendo 64 up to the Switch. So I have their entire catalog. So Nintendo 64, GameCube, Wii U, Switch. So it would be really cool to get an SNES and an NES just to have it so that I have just all the generations of Nintendo consoles. That would be really cool to have. I don't. So I know that there was the Dreamcast. I guess before that was the Sega Saturn. Actually, thinking about it, was there? Is mm, was it Sega Saturn and then before that was Sega CDI, or was it Sega CDI and then Sega Saturn before that? I can't remember but I know that Dreamcast was Sega, but I have to look at that. But it would be really interesting to actually get all their generations as well. Even though with maybe not because the Sega Saturn, Sega CDI. I remember whenever I was doing my whole Sonic month of just streaming all the Sonic games. I remember that playing those old Sonic games. Oh, I was horrible at them. And then Mean Bean Machine is still I still think about that every so often. I couldn't get past that one level, and I'm just like, it haunts me. It haunts me. I can still see that robot's smug face anytime he would beat me, because he would beat me all the time, and I wanna strangle that robot, or whatever you do to a robot, because you can't strangle him because robots don't need to breathe unless it's that type of robot, I guess. If you didn't make it so that it has to breathe, I don't know. Eggman's weird. Maybe he did that. I don't know, but I will dismantle him. I want to dismantle him. That's it. If you can't strangle a robot, you can definitely dismantle a robot, and that's what I want to do. Or just give him a virus. I want to give Eggman's robot and Mean Bean Machine that I lost to a whole bunch a virus. I would like to give him the um I don't know, that one virus that is locked up in some museum on a floppy disk. I can't remember what it was, but it was a very potent virus, I guess you could call it. Do you call computer viruses potent? What would you call a very powerful computer? Maybe just powerful, possibly. But I would like to just make it so that I would like it. What is the word I'm looking for? I hate it whenever this happens, and it happens a lot whenever I just forget. I know the word that I want to use, but I don't remember what it is. Like, But I would like to just put that out there that we should start to call viruses, like computer viruses, we should start to use alchemical words for them. Like, yes, this virus is very potent, or I need a regents of code to create this virus. Maybe not that one, but really just calling viruses potent or not potent. Yes, I would like that to start to happen. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I am talking, and I have successfully talked for about 12 and a half minutes. So take that, people who couldn't believe that I could rant for about 12 and a half minutes. I did it, and I proved you wrong. If you were, saying that, I guess, whatever. But I have been Jonathan, CEO of Evil P Productions, and this has been the month in review for January 2022. It's been lovely chatting, but I gotta get back to work. So thank you so much for supporting us. You are lovely, lovely people, and I will see you next month. Bye for now.